miss the Wales manor from Black Mirror so much. And I wish I could find something similar, also set in Wales, but like for the entire game. Hi, I'm Liv, and today I'm gonna take you on a journey through the point-and-click adventure game Rhiannon, Curse of the Four Branches. It's a very unique game, and I don't mean that as a jab. The atmosphere is extremely eerie, the locations are so unique. I already used unique. You get what I mean. I'm visiting a new place and not the horror farm, ranch, manor trademark. The puzzles, well, you know, only child of an indie studio, it's hit or miss. TLDR, my favorite type of game. If this sounds interesting to you and you like what you see, the game is available on Steam for $4.99. Though, fair warning, I hate to say this, but you kinda have to pray that the game will run. Since it's 3x4, modern computers just go, oh, absolutely not, 90% of the time. And since the game is so unknown, I couldn't find a lost pirate message containing the right smoke signals to input on the X window. I don't know how to say that. I say the X window in my brain. And make the game run on windowed mode. So yeah. With that out of the way, let's start!
Hi Chris, thanks very much for offering to house sit for us. We hate having to leave the house empty with so much building work going on, but both Malcolm and I feel that Rhiannon needs a break from the place. She's been acting so odd recently and is not her usual self by any means. Hopefully a little holiday will do her good. I'm afraid that things are still a bit chaotic in the house at the moment, but you should be okay. We've turned off the electricity at the mains as a precaution until you arrive. Hopefully it won't be off long enough for the perishables to go off in the fridge. You'll find the key to the front door under the plant pot, and Malcolm, in his usual fashion, has left some instructions around the house for most eventualities, so you shouldn't have any problems. We'll be in touch when we're heading back, but we're not sure when that will be. Depends on how Rhiannon is, really. Speak to you soon. Love, Jen.
First of all, shut up about the graphics. Like, shut up. I find them extremely eerie, don't you? I truly feel like I'm in this middle of nowhere property in Wales. Well, we head over to the house, grab the key and enter. No wonder Rhiannon wasn't feeling well. You guys moved into a haunted ranch. We turn the lights on and hear more ghostly whispers, and then check the voicemail. Jennifer, the woman who is our friend, asks us to leave food out for the cat, while the construction workers talk about a horse, a truck, a ladder, blah 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 blah. Where's the stuff I can shove into my pockets? Okay, Mr. Ghost. Oh, for Christ's sake, a piano puzzle. We continue exploring, and this is one of those games where you can't just be carrying hundreds of pots and pans with you, unfortunately. Some things you need to find a use for them before you can pick them up. Into the kitchen, we find a mouse. Wow, thanks, kitty. And snooping around, we find this key for the study, I think. Good hiding spot, honestly. This is kinda petty, but like, you guys bought this whole ass ranch. Surely you'd be able to afford a bigger fridge? But fine, not my problem. From the get-go, we have access to pretty much the entire property aside from a few areas. But since you can't just pick everything up, I think I'm gonna stick to a more linear approach. In the study, we find some papers that I'm sure are gonna be useful later. Oh brother, I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you, or I'm sorry that it all happened to you.
Be a soldier, Preston!
Be a soldier, Preston! Be a soldier!
Okay, I'm gonna read. It's a report about the species of trees in different areas of the property. Some should be freed of the ivy to ensure their survival, blah 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 blah. And yeah, the estate has been neglected for some time, historical significance, etc. read. What's this? The legend of Pryderi, as related in the 4 branches of the Mabinogion?
Jesse, we need to produce more Balenciaga.
I mean, it relates to the title, so it must be important, right? Okay, for real now, I'm not gonna read this. I'm not gonna read pages upon pages of Welsh mythology. The first time I played through this game, I did it, and it was boring. But I liked the atmosphere and the eerie, dead quiet of this house. So like, it was fine, but also I didn't understand anything. I mean, let's be real, most people aren't familiar with Welsh mythology, so when you're putting them in context with those stories for the first time, it can't be something, it's that type of legend telling where it's like, oh, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and I'm just there like, you've mentioned like 40 names already, and I have no idea who these people are. So yeah, it's a very confusing story to follow, and guess what? I don't know anything about Welsh mythology, so I'm not gonna be the one to untangle this mess. Luckily, we find this piece of paper left by Rhiannon, which should be all we need to know. Daddy, look at the words I've highlighted in this book. Why won't you believe me? Why can't you see how dangerous this ghost is? Llwyd took Pryderi. He wanted revenge. He took Rhiannon too. He's taken every other Rhiannon who's ever lived in this house, and now he wants me. I'm 15 years old. Will I see 16? I need you to understand and to get rid of Llwyd because he's here in this house. Please, Daddy. There is no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as ghosts. And in the next page, this is not the full story. Llwyd did not say he wouldn't take his revenge after Pryderi was dead. Okay, ancient curse, beef between Pryderi and Llwyd. Noted.
Oh shit! A rat!
We now want to light a fire in the living room, but apparently we're still missing something, so on to looking in the wilderness. Our passage is blocked here by this tree, so maybe we'll find a chainsaw later. Here we grab another set of firewood. Listen, I don't know anything about fire, so I'll take your word on that one. We find other whispering menhirs or whatever these stones are. This locked up well, and probably my favorite location in this game. The river and the mysterious church. But yeah, we can't cross the river, so back to our fire it is. With our guy happy now, we go searching for anything that resembles a 4-digit code, and find this MP3 player in the process. It has to charge for now though. Oh, by the way, if you are wondering about the upper floor, the ghost doesn't want us up there. Oh, what incarnation, it can't be that hard. Okay, I give up, let's do something else. Oh wow, he actually let us up here. In this absolutely safety hazard room next to the stairs, we find out that our friend has a degree in homeopathic medicine. Good for her. Listen, if homeopathy has worked for you, that's great. It did absolutely nothing for me, and I'm gonna make fun of it. And here is an article about that thing that water exposed to different things with different auras crystallizes in different shapes, which I'm modestly sure is a hoax, but who am I to say? I have no homeopathic medicine degree. The end of astrology, the symbol of the thing is the real thing. Okay, let's cut homeopathy some slack. The problem is Miss Jennifer here. On this shelf, there's a letter from Jennifer's mother saying that the family owns a plot in the local cemetery and she might wish to take a look. Then there's this creepy room, nothing to be done here just yet, the homeopathy lab, and you can click the first letters of each word, so we'll keep that in mind. The couple's room has nothing important, and then the bathroom. Harken, okay, noted. While searching for something to do, we see this ghost and find this place with the entrance covered in ivy.
Don't you let her, well don't you let her touch the tracks.
Okay, I give up, let's look at the walkthrough. Lit a fire and now have hot water, you will pan to the mirror and will stream up to the message of Harken. This is an old English word meaning listen. Maybe it is a message from Pryderi. As the message appears, you hear the first 6 notes of the ash growth. repeating. A clue to something. Oh Christ! Okay, so first 6 notes are C, F, A, C, A, F. Oh wow, and we have those letters to click on the door. The snoop around continues. Here we see that Rhiannon's a Pisces and one of her best friends is an Aries. No comment. Her room's pretty cool though, I'll give her that. Here there's a birthday card saying that she holds the key to her dad's workshop. Okay, when's her birthday then? Next to it, there's her diary, let's see. She didn't want to move to the middle of nowhere ranch, misses her friends, cute builder named Dylan, apparently he's really lush, noises at night only she can hear, yippee, weird dreams about a guy looking for something in the house, her friend Emma's visiting soon, she has a new friend named Gwen. While Emma was there, the weird things stopped, but now they're back. She starts looking into the legend of the place and emails a John Southworth, and she starts writing down the weird stuff but hid those records somewhere else. Oh, look at that. Okay, so Pryderi used to be a king. Wizard? Someone who lived in this property a billion years ago and he maybe made a deal with Luid, I think. Why would Luid think that he's entitled to his soul otherwise? Dream about a woman, the door we saw earlier, fire, crying, more hauntings, and now they're taking some time away from their new ranch. Poor Rhiannon, she seems really cool. Next to the window there's a book about the magical properties of trees, so I'm sure we're gonna need this later. A paper about frequency, crayons. Okay, so Pisces people are born between February 19th and March 20th. There's no mention of those dates in the diaries, nor on the posters or the walls, so let's keep our eyes peeled. Well, here's her computer. And since she's infatuated with Dylan, let's try... Yep, got it. Going through her emails, we find out that Luid had a bone to pick with Pryderi in life, and now in death. What else? John's gonna send us some info on the Ogam alphabet, so we can translate some stuff. And in the 60s, a commune used to live in Pryderi, and John managed to contact one of the people who lived here. She says that everything was well and good until one of the kids of the commune found a trinket, and then people started catching glimpses of someone in the woods and in the house. Strange noises, and then one night her friend Rhiannon disappeared, leaving behind her 2 children, which was uncharacteristic of her. She was never seen again. After our nap, we have a new email from John. He's asking us to send a picture or something of one of the Whispering Stones with the inscription we're gonna have to translate. No problem, John. Here it is. He didn't even wait for us to get back. Just explained that the symbols are either one letter or groups of vowel, consonant, vowel. Groups that can also share symbols. Oh, brother. Okay, you don't have to mock me. Oh, okay, wasn't that difficult. You just need to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Earth, water, fire, air. I bind your soul upon death, to roam this land without memory, never to find your final resting place. Okay, so ritual time?
With my perceptions in a mix down 20 miles through the sticks to the cloudy town of hill. Population of 96 sets the vacancy with me in the shadow of the night. All the strangers passing through it. Well, the rules just don't apply among us.
Hi, I've gathered like all the twigs around and I still don't know Rhiannon's birthday. I even tried to brute force the code and it didn't unlock. Walk through time. Oh, it's telling me that the code is actually the length of the song Rhiannon by Fleetwood Mac, which you can check on the MP3 player. Maybe I'm just too stupid for this game. I don't know, man. But everything was pointing to her birthday, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to pay attention to the length of a song? Okay. Anyways, in the shed, workplace, whatever, we find some papers listing objects of significance to the mythos of Pryderi. So we have to find things that represent birth and childhood, earth, growth, water, challenge, fire, and maturity/death, air. We'll deal with that later. Right now we find the thingy for cutting leaves. Let's go! It seems that we have stumbled upon the hippie Rhiannon's diary. Let's see. I have to say I love how this journal is written. The worrying about the Rolling Stones' drug charges are probably my favorite touch. Let's see. She goes to the commune, starts going to college. Her birthday is on the 8th of September, so she's a Virgo. Strange noises, there's a guy from college named Rodri, who's very interested in her living at Pryderi because he's writing a paper about the legend. The little trinket that the kids found was a claw charm. She starts hearing things, whispers of her name, and then... Okay, Mrs. Spirit, I have so many things to do, but I will get to that. Oh wait, we must read the papers. A phantom horse has caused an accident. Also, we got a picture of a cradle, so that's as good as the actual cradle for the ritual. Wait, why are we doing this? Okay. So we go around collecting other slabs from the Whispering Stones, and... wait. 3 in Roman numerals. I've seen this before. So now we press the corresponding stars in order? Slay. No? Would you like a dead rat, maybe? No... Okay, back to looking for something to progress this. Okay, maybe this is what we need. Your life symbol scattered through place and time, the means to redemption of your spirit, restored to fullness by consumption. Earth, water, fire, air. So... Oh wow! Thank you, spirit! And now it's glowing, but like, I don't have all the stuff yet. You're gonna have to wait, ghost. Oh, another John email. He sends us a newspaper report about an unidentified body. It's the Virgo Rhiannon. And she's buried in the little mysterious chapel on the other side of the river. Exploring, we find the place where she died and grab the claw charm. Plus this rocking horse on the back seat of the car. So I think we're ready for the ritual. Each of the objects has an Ogam symbol, so we match them with the tree symbols from our tree books. Oh, thank you. We're gonna have to conduct 3 more rituals, aren't we? Again, we passed out on Rhiannon's bed. Why not go to sleep on the bigger bed? Anyways, when going downstairs, we hear the mailman drive by. There's something in the boiler room for us to pick up, and the key to another shed construction whatever that's locked with a padlock. We grab the package and take it to Jennifer's lab, and in it is a camera that can take pictures of auras. That's so cool! Let's see what my aura looks like. There's nothing we can take pictures of right now, so let's head over to the shed. Here we get a new objective: open the trapdoor. And also find out that we have to read the article about magical water again, since apparently our guy didn't get it the first time. Water freezes different shapes when exposed to different auras. Anyways, I found the crowbar. Let's see what's under the trapdoor. Water. I mean, I could have guessed that one. We still have the crowbar though, so we can open the rusty well. Ah, a piece of a cauldron. How thoughtful. Back to the shed, we take this key and open the door to the side. And now we're up here. Here we build this little bridge and grab another piece of the cauldron. And there's some flour in case we need it. Back in the lab, we grab these chemistry things that I never handled in class because I had no idea what was going on. Print some labels, and I guess we're gonna have to find things with all these auras, freeze the water, then take pictures of them. Oh, would you look at that? On this side we have the commune schedule, but on the other we have the new things we have to gather. Silver rods, a gold plate, bread, a starling, a magic cloak, a skull, and the cauldron of rebirth. This game, as any other first child of an indie studio, has the problem of really pixel perfect clicks and objects that aren't obvious to your even trained eye at all. So after a while of trying to figure out what to do, we find this hook so we can fish out the final part of the cauldron from this lake. Now we need to find the source of the spring, because regular tap water won't do. It has to be magical spring water. So we grab the stick and, inspired by Coraline, the stick vibrates when we're near the source. So we fill the bottles and also the cauldron, let some drops from each little bottle fall on the corresponding slides, and now we freeze them. Oh, okay. So the words we printed out themselves are gonna be the aura agents, so to speak. Let's get the missing items while the slides freeze, and... Guys, do you see that face? Right there? Was that always there?
Le soirlette bioiant le rizzongete e le yonton le oppa le gijon le ter en voulant Dieu l'entend le dispone le rare montant le oppa le jole se oppa lançant le tui.
Okay, so it seems that we have everything. So we can see the magic water under the microscope, and then taking pictures of the objects, we can determine which emotions they're imbued with. Using the camera, we find out that the cloth has the deceived emotion, bread, humiliated, silver rods, insulted, skull, loyalty, gold plate, calm, and the starling, truth. And now we do essentially the same thing we did in the Earth ritual. Match the items with their respective thingies, in this case the emotion water. We're halfway through the rituals. Before we move on, I have to say that I love this aura puzzle. The camera and the water, and this is what I'm talking about. Anyways, checking our notes, we're supposed to go check on the path with the fallen tree. Oh, it's gone! This bird appears every time we enter the screen. It's clickable but doesn't do anything. We'll see if we can find a gun maybe. Up here there's this tiny barrage without the crank. Just a second. Been thinking about this crank since I first saw it in chapter 3. Oh, by the way, down here there's a jammed door and a water wheel. So now we have to drain the terminus. Oh, okay, the place I've been calling the shed. Now that we've fixed things with the water wheel, we just have to pull this lever, easy as that. Okay, this place is fucking creepy. This game is very well lit and has goofy music every now and then, so sometimes you forget that, yeah, it's a horror game. And then all of a sudden, you're thrown into this portal of hell. Here we have these stone buttons and this completely rusty bolt that, oh yeah, sure, we're jumping in. I cannot explain to you why this cutscene fills me with so much dread. Like the first time I had to travel in this boat, I shit my pants. So here we are in this creepy bunker. There's a safe which we don't have the combination for. Some portraits of the Roswells, Boswells, a broken gramophone, and some papers. Okay, the Boswells. Here's the journal of Charles, this guy, starting from May 1900. He's the father of the other two guys, Arthur and Michael, and he seems like a really great dad. The family owns an iron company, apparently, but Arthur wants to be a farmer, and his father's like, all the power to you, son, and buys Tipper Dairy for him. Charles seems to have other intentions though, mentioning the spirit presence in the property, but Arthur doesn't need to know about that. Wet, unreadable pages later, he decides to build an underground passage in Tipper Dairy to transport flour from the mill to the roadway, one that can be flooded to be sealed away if necessary. Not sure why it would be, and not sure why he built a bunker in the middle of it, but okay. Some stuff about different life forms and planes of existence, research about Lewitt, he was a powerful wizard, Pryderi humiliated him and dared him not to take revenge in life, blah blah blah. Oh, apparently Lewitt is some kind of like an evil emanation, and weak people may be vulnerable to his evil influence. So Charles wants to protect Arthur and his future wife and children. Every magic spell must also contain the key to its own undoing. Yeah, earth, water, fire, air. We're already doing that, dude. Blah, 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 blah. Law of 3. That is, that for whatever the magician shall have wrought through his magic, shall be revisited on him thrice the power. So for the one, shall there be thus 3 more. Okay, so the Rhiannons then. I'm not claiming to fully understand this magic talk, by the way, I'm just going with the flow. So Arthur gets married, and guess what? Her name's Rhiannon. Yeah. She's great, amazing, sweet, perfect, beautiful, looks like Linda Evangelista, etc. And she's an Aquarius. So now we're only missing a fire sign, Rhiannon. Wait, are we? Maybe the mythology book I didn't read specified that the OG Rhiannon was a Leo or something. Anyways, After the wedding though, when she comes to live in Tipperary, Rhiannon's always depressed and distant from her husband. Charles is also having weird dreams. What did you expect, dabbling with the occult like that? But he's smarter than I thought, because he figures out that the Rhiannons are the rule of three thing. He's gonna summon the OG Rhiannon, and the stone buttons in the terminus have something to do with that, but then, now we are lost. Lewis has taken her. The fire was his doing. I have failed them. Don't worry, Charles, we're here to crack the code. We go back to the boat and sail forward towards the mill. Upstairs, oh, how thoughtful of you, turning the radio on. Thank you, Ghost. In here we find this paper detailing what chemicals to mix for fires of different colors, and also our third shopping list. Shield, boots, saddle, wedding ring, fountain, golden bowl, mouse, and glove. Yes, once again unleashing my gatherer side. Hello? Thanks, Rhiannon. In this room, we also find this blueprint with the safe code and some newspaper clippings relating to the fire at Tipperary. In the safe, we find this little claw thing, which I always associate with Wally because I had one of those claws shaped like Wally's arm as a kid. This paper talking about how water being the center and a barrier to psychic intrusion. Okay, so water center, or Rhiannon Pisces, water sign. Yeah? They shall be activated in balanced magic order in sinister rotation. So, counterclockwise, I think. This receipt for the safe, and oh, I am not deciphering that handwriting. It seems to be just the spending on the farm though, so whatever.
It started with the hay, laughter creaking, well it just started in the hay. With this long jump up went a creeping out to the barn, up to the hay.
Oh my god, look! The water is lower now, so we can visit the chapel. No, we can't.
Let me in! Let me in!
Oh wait, I'm re-entering the creepy room. Must have missed something. Got it. Check the room above the living room. Okay. Good that I keep a crowbar on me at all times. Oh Christ, it's not the gate key. Well, let's see what we have here. It's a letter from Rhiannon to her sister Elizabeth, talking about the evil presence and apparently the ghost horse was hers in life. And there's a saddle hidden under one of the stones of the stable. Just what we needed. Thanks, Prince. You know, there's Druid and all that, but this place is full of benevolent ghosts as well. So I think we have everything we need. Let's make a bonfire. Oh, we're so near the end! Our magical notes tell us that we should check the answering machine, and also there's mail for us. Oh, we can record with the MP3 player if we use that thingy that's in the couple's bedroom. And John mails us our last shopping list. Pig, helmet, death shroud, and a magic wand. Let's grab the sound thing and the pig upstairs and check the answering machine. There's a message from the minister saying that he unlocked the chapel for us. Well, since we're here, let me check the connection between the TV and the MP3 player. Getting scared, Louis? Anyways, in this tiny little grave...
You work for NASA?
I'm the head engineer.
He gives head to the engineers?
Some of the graves have holes where we can put the spheres in, and we can take this round thing off the Rhiannon's tomb with the right tool. But right now, yeah, back to the sounds. Since the theme of the chapter is air, the thing is to match with the objects are frequencies, I think. So we record the sound of the water wheel, obviously. The fridge, the generator, and the fan in the bathroom. These were the things that couldn't really be interacted with, and I couldn't think of any objects to interact, to use. But they had the cogwheel. It was just process of elimination, In a game where you can explore pretty much everywhere really, really soon, it's kind of inevitable that the last few chapters are gonna be super short, that you're not gonna be lost as much. So 4 sounds to match 4 items, check. Then we go back to the bunker to pick up the Wally hand, so we can grab these from Rhiannon's tomb. It's another one of the buttons. So now we... Shut up! Okay, so now we have everything. You know the drill, put the thingies and the thingies together. Now that we have a fancy glass magic wand and 4 orbs, we can place them in the holes in the graveyard corresponding to each of the Rhiannon signs. So, in the grave with the Ogam inscription, we put the fire orb. On the unmarked grave, remember that's the Virgo Rhiannon, so we put the earth orb in it. On this fancy coffin, we put the air orb. But then we get to our current Rhiannon. It's true that she's still alive, but remember the letter from Jennifer's mom in the first chapter? They own a plot in the graveyard where Jennifer's grandparents are buried, so that's gonna have to do. And now we put the magic wand in place in this rock, and
Hi Rhiannon. I'm glad you're home and safe after all the disturbances. Thanks very much for sending me Rhiannon Wallace's diary. My mouth fell open when I saw it, just because I knew I'd seen it before. Let me explain. I'm adopted, and although I've never looked into my past before, the diary prompted me to. My adoptive parents have now put me in touch with the agency where they found me, and the agency knows I was from the Tipperary commune in 1967. They also put me back in touch with the girl I arrived with, my sister Rachel, who I haven't seen for over 40 years. Do you see? She and I are the Rachel and Jonathan referred to in the diary. Rhiannon Wallace must have been our mum. I can never thank you enough for what you and Chris have done for us. Take care, Rhiannon. John.
And that's the end. So, I love Tipperary as a location. I really think that people should start making games in locations that they're more familiar with. I love the graphics. Yes, I do. Shut up. And the place is so eerie. And maybe it has to do with the fact that I absolutely love, mixed media. And when graphics look kinda wonky, they remind me of mixed media. And I don't know, I just like how the game looks. And some of the puzzles are so original. What we use to compose these spells and the orbs. I just really like the logic behind all of it. The game takes about 9 hours to finish, which is really substantial considering the current 2.5 hour situation of point and click adventure games. And I mean, yeah, you saw what it is like. I don't think there's anything left to say. Oh wait!
3, 2,
Arbor Studios was inspired to make a game based in Wales because it's a criminally underdeveloped topic, and 2 of the 3 developers live there, which I think is very palpable in the game. This interview here also mentions that there used to be a prequel to Rhiannon up on the developer's website, with Rhiannon's forum posts, but nowadays the website only displays this. Funny that I'm 100% sure that this is a recent layout, because when I first played through the game and looked the website up, it displayed a very angry message about a new European Union tax law, but now it's just looking for Rhiannon. Continuing with the interview, they used a good chunk of the 2 developers in Wales, Noel and Karen Breton's actual home, some parts of which are over 400 years old. That was a great call in my opinion. The house in the game truly has that weird architectural vibe of being renewed 87 times. In this other interview, Noel says that they needed the homeopathy paraphernalia for one of the puzzles, so that's how they came up with Jan's interests, which is honestly my kind of story writing. I want this cool thing in the story, so I'll create a character and motivations and the letters and everything else just to justify it. I love it. I get the impression that developing the game was really fun for them. Karen and Noel being married and Richard being Karen's brother, it states that they've always been very close and developing the game was really a team effort, despite each of them having their different specialties. Apparently the developers were planning on creating their own cinematic universe, all set in the same universe as their first title. Rhiannon, Curse of the Four Branches was released on October 5th, 2008, amidst the financial collapse of their publisher. Because of this, they had to transition into being their own publishers, at least for the English version of the game. The following year, they were already going the download-only route. I couldn't find any sales information, but by 2010 they asked for volunteers to translate the game into Welsh, since the small market didn't justify the 16,000 euros cost of the translation. In 2009, the 3-person team released a trailer for their upcoming game, Coven. Keeping to their aesthetic, although it seems that there would be NPCs to interact with, bigger areas to explore, and a little bit of action, and Welsh folklore themes. These post links to the developer's website for more information, but all the website hosts nowadays are, once again, links to purchase Rhiannon. Coven was due for launch in 2010, but it never did. I found this forum post from 2012 discussing how the developers disappeared and talking of delays. In 2014, Arbor Studios shut down because of changes in the European Union taxes regarding digital games downloads. And that's all. I'm obviously not gonna hold my breath, but I truly hope that they go back to Coven or some other gaming project someday. I think I've made it pretty clear that I love Curse of the Four Branches, but yeah. Though I think we're gonna get the last Crown Black and Rock before ever hearing from this studio again, and God knows when that's gonna be. But you know, nothing's stopping you from developing a game set in Wales, or at least recommend one to me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah, and I'll make more videos if an anvil doesn't fall on my head. Bye!